Good to be back here at Northeastern State University in the Dome. And today's special guest, head coach Kenny Evans. Kenny, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
We're excited about a new season coming up, and we're just actually a few weeks away from the start of the 09 season. Tell us a little bit about the excitement that's building.
Well, there's been a lot of things happen in the past year since I've been here, and mainly there's been a lot of changes in faces, both in my coaching staff and with the players on the field. We've had two good recruiting classes we put together. Part of it has been a lot of transfer players that have came in. And then we've got a new look, that we're going to sport this year with a new logo on our helmets and new green jerseys for the home games. A lot of exciting things that we're going to do at the stadium at the home games. So I think people will really like what they'll see this year, and I think we'll put a better product on the field.
Tell us a little bit about the transition to the new look.
Well, it's, the old one, well, last year we had NSU on the helmet. Before that we had just the Riverhawk head. And we kind of wanted something that was a little more unique and that fit a football helmet, because so we kind of looked at the Seahawks, their look, and we kind of went with a couple companies that gave us some looks. And this is a unique look that has been, the players, the people that have seen it already have been, just overwhelmed by how it looks, and the response has been great. So I think people will notice not only the look of our uniforms and helmets, but the look of the team this year.
Well, there certainly seems to be a lot of excitement on a lot of new things besides just the visual. Tell us a little bit about the coaching changes.
Well, when I came in, the staff was intact, and so over this course of this first year, I've made changes, and a lot of the coaches that I've brought in are people that I actually coached at some point in their career or that coached with me. And our new offensive coordinator is Brad Cornelson. Comes from Oklahoma State, where he coached the quarterbacks last year. Prior to that, he was at Illinois State, Northwest Missouri. So he has a great track record, and probably will see us do a few more things offensively this year because of things that we've added to our offense. David Morgan's our offensive line coach, who was here last year, but he played for me at North Texas and actually coached with me at North Texas.
Wow.
Bo Davidson's our new defensive line coach. He played and coached for me, and I recruited him to North Texas.
Tell us about the difference that makes as a head coach, where you can pull that kind of talent that you've seen, maybe as a student athlete, maybe as an assistant coach. How does that help in preparation, your strategy for the team development?
Well, this is a big team sport, and so the biggest thing, you have to have people that you trust, people that know you, that know what you want to do, because there's so many variables in football that you need everyone working on the same page. Basically, we all need to be on the same bus. And so for me, getting this staff together, even the part-time coaches and graduate assistants that I've hired are people that are geared to doing things the way I want them done, and I think that'll lend itself to us having a lot more success on the field.
Well, tell us a little bit about your recruiting efforts this year. That's always a long seasonal type experience for everybody, and especially the coaches. Tell us about the product that we're going to see this year from recruitment.
Well, I think they'll see a lot of changes. There's people that have been playing and starting in the past few years that might not see very much playing time this year because of the new faces we put in. But recruiting's a year-round process, and in college football, it never stops. And it's when the season's over, we get busier, and all the way through May, that's just the way it is. And so we've added. This last year, we added 10 high school kids from the state of Oklahoma. 5 of them played in the Oklahoma All-State game last week.
Wow.
So we were well represented there, which tells you the quality of people we got out of this state. We also signed 9 out of the state of Texas that I feel like are very, very good football players and good students. Those are the high school kids that we signed this past year. We've also brought in over 15 transfers this past year, and most of these guys were Division I transfers. There's a chance that we may start as many as 14 guys on our team this year who transferred in from the Division I ranks. So, it'll be a new look for us on the field.
Sounds like there'll be a lot of energy out there among the players, the recruits, the new players that are here, and then the ones that have been experienced in season for you in this program here.
That's exactly true, and how quick we're able to come together as a team with all these new faces from different areas of the country, how quick we're able to put them all together and work as a unit will determine how successful we'll be.
Tell us a little bit about, we see the athletes here training and preparing for the games, they're on the field, but also I know here at NSU, students are active in the community. They do a lot of volunteer work, and we also have a very high percentage of our student athletes who actually complete their degree, go on to careers and professions. Tell us a little bit about student preparation.
Well, you know, that when in recruiting, the first thing I ask a young man, and anyone that I've brought into this program, you could ask them, the first thing I say, do you want to get a college degree? And I want, number one, I want student athletes that will do what it takes to get a college degree, or I'm not going to recruit them. And they know that. Our players know that. And we're going to push them in that area. We monitor our guys academically. We do grade checks. We do tutoring. You know, our Fresh Start program, all the different programs we have on campus to help our student athletes and students is tremendous, and we utilize all of them. So I think that, you know, even though our athletic graduation rate is very high, one of the top in our conference, our football will continue to get higher and higher because of the type of people that we're bringing in and the different support things we're doing for them. As far as community service is concerned, that's a big area for me. You know, this is such a great community, and there's so many great people in this community. Anytime anyone has asked us to do anything, we've done it without hesitation. From the time they had the ice storm, we did things from moving one lady out of her house right before it caved in, which was a little touch and go at one point, to we've done things. We put in a garden at a nursing home center, and you know, we probably did 8 different projects this last year.
Well, it sounds like a real positive kind of environment for the students, the student athletes as they're training and preparing for the football season, but also I think that's great that from a coaching perspective and leadership that they're also having that experience while they're here at NSU in Tahlequah.
It's part of their whole experience. I mean, this period of time they're in college to me is a time that they're not only growing up, but they're also learning about life, and if they're able to give something back to the community and to people in this community and help people that might be a little less fortunate, then they're learning some great lessons, you know, and some, just as you know, a lot of the best lessons learned are not always in the classroom.
Exactly. Well, tell us a little bit about, we've got a real busy schedule coming up this season. It's going to be a real challenge for all the teams in the conference. It's going to be a real competitive season. Tell us about what's the date of our first home game, what are some things we can expect to see as we come to the stadium and share the day, the excitement of Riverhawk.
Well, our players report this week on the 5th, and you know, we'll start our preparation at that point. The first home game is August 27th at 7 p.m. against Arkansas Tech, who is ranked in the top 25 in the country. The next week we're at home again, September 5th, a 7 o'clock game again, and it's Tarleton State, who's ranked number 3 in the Lone Star South. We've got a tough schedule, top 25 team to open with. In the South, we play 4 of the top 5 teams, and then we have our Lone Star North schedule also. Just got back from Media Day, and they picked us last. And you know, I'm not sure that our conference commissioner liked it, but when they were questioning me about us being picked last, I told them it's ridiculous. And to me, that tells you a little bit more of where our program has been and has nothing to do about where we're at right now. And if people looked at what we have here in place for this year, they definitely would not have picked us last.
Well, I think it's going to be an exciting season. If nothing else, that gives a little bit of encouragement to the coaching staff to say, let's prove a few people wrong.
Oh, I think there'll be some added motivation now.
I'm sure so. We're real excited about the upcoming season. We wish you the very best. Our time's about up on this section of our program, and we'd ask you to come back sometime as the season goes along, update us, and bring the people of the Tahlequah area right up to date on Riverhawk football.
Thank you.
You bet. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
Good luck for another season. We'll be right back with a little bit of time for a few of our local events coming up. We're also going to have our 7-day forecast and our 2-minute tip of the week. We'll be right back.